Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is The Rant. And today is the end of TikTok. Kinda, sorta, maybe, I don't know. It's back. Let's Oj. Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Jade. And this is The Rant. You know that feeling when you look down at something and you go, have I got all my settings right? And anyway, you probably don't. What am I talking about? TikTok, tickety-tock, tock, tickety-tock. Wow, what a strange world we are living in at the moment. The last 24 hours has been a roller coaster. Meanwhile, the homeless just continue to rise. It's very interesting what is happening in this world. And we're going to have a little chat about it today. Don't worry, this is we're not trying to go down a political path here, but unfortunately, the political people, the rich people who work together to be complete and utter, well, you know what? How do I say it? Are politicizing content creation and speech. And it's a thing that's happening. We are in 1984, folks, so we're going to talk about it. We'll get down to it in a minute. We'll say hello to folks. 15 of you good souls here. Thanks for hanging out. Now, nothing in this is going to be, controversial. I'm not trying to start up bullshit, but we're going to spit some facts here. I've got some great video content to look at. I've got some great articles to look at. And there's a reason why I'm talking about it. I'm not a TikToker. I don't do the TikTok. I have a TikTok account. I have attempted it. And you know what? If I wanted to spend a lot of time investing in it, I could probably succeed at it. Because like anything, if you put in the hours, there are rewards, no matter what, yeah? So I'm not here to shit on TikTok at all. In fact, I'm going the opposite way today. I know, shock horror. Ali's in the house. Thomas Christ is here. We've been chatting this morning. Jenny Jolivet is here as well. Mateus is in the house. Forrester's a wolf. We got Russ. We got Kim Hart and Hudson. I saw a post. She's like, it's back, everybody. It's back. It is back indeed. But it's not fully back. This is not a permanent thing at this point. Also, we know at this time, it keeps changing every hour. Great example, Paul, g'day to you. Who else do I see while we're scrolling? Edward B. Medal, Gary Hubbs, what's going on? Bonfire, g'day. Have I missed anyone in this list? I don't think I have. If I've missed you, I'm a cheeky bum. Blopper. I don't know. Costa's here. What is going on, Costa? All right. So here we are. Let's get in. Covered by CQ. G'day. Yes, I'm going to rant heavy today. Okay. So, do I have a TikTok? Yes, I have a TikTok. Have I tried to incorporate it into my YouTube channel? Yes, I did. The thing is, I don't have the time to put into so much social media. The thing is with TikTok or with having multiple social media accounts, how do you make them all work off each other well? There's got to be some, like I say with just being on YouTube, if you're starting a YouTube channel, of course you should have a very clear directive of what your channel is about. It has to have some kind of quirk, something that you can anchor yourself to and then branch out and do things around that anchor. So obviously, if you're going to have accompanying social medias around the main thing that you have, for me, it's YouTube, then you need to have these other things that complement it. So when I started doing TikTok, man, I got to remember that. TikTok's so crazy. You open up, it just starts. It just bombs you with stuff. It's like, look, it's crazy. So with my TikTok, what I tried to do was create compelling videos like this.
Turtle.
I need to Turtle.
Turtle, turtle.
So you can see why my TikTok's not blowing up. It is what it is. But if I scroll down and get away from Turtle, you can see here a lot of the videos I made were very short little things pointing people over to my YouTube with little samples of an app I just covered, right? So that was the way I was trying to market my TikTok to people. And, you know, it was doing okay, not doing terrible. You can see here like 269, 260, 257, 299. Not bad for somebody just, you know, just throwing shit to the wind and not really giving a crap. So you can see that there's potential to actually, it was foretelling, wasn't it, Mateus? So you can see, but there is potential to use this as a side hustle to send stuff over to your main thing, whatever it is that you do. Now, in saying that, obviously, with me not look at the videos that have had the most views. These ones, the walk with me's with the turtle, the heavy metal one, 700 views. For somebody who hasn't even tried to do anything special, you know, that's quickly 700 views. Now, so in taking that information there, quite easily, somebody who's very invested in creating dancing, whatever it is that you do, it doesn't really matter. Content is content. I'm not here to shit on what people do, right? Because we all have our different tastes. We're all very unique individuals, and you know that's fine, man. We shouldn't be shitting on each other's tastes, what we enjoy. It just is what it is. So if you invest in something like TikTok, you know what? You can make a living out of it, and this is where this bites. No pun intended on the company ByteDance who own TikTok. This decision, before I say anything else, is shit. Because there's over 130 million Americans who use TikTok, right? And many of them, many thousands of them are making a living off this now. And you can scoff and say whatever you fucking want about that. But that's a lot of people who before didn't make money from it and were struggling, because we all know in America the amount of money you're paid per hour for work is shit. It is a third world country rate. And in the last, 15 years, that rate has not moved, and yet, you know, the prices of everything continues to go up. So, in my opinion, anything that gives people the ability to eat and survive better and be their own boss is fucking awesome, and we should have more of it. So I'm not here, you know, I joke about TikTok all the fucking time, going TikTok. But realistically, right, you can have a joke, but this is people's livelihoods that is now being affected, and that's wrong. And this is a bunch of rich people playing around with poor people's financial situation. It's not right. And if you can cry to the fucking sky as much as you want that this is not happening, but worldwide, we're becoming an oligarchy, and that's just the way it is. The rich are richer and the poor are poorer. And this is another example of this happening right in front of our eyes. And it's terrible, because it starts to make you think, when's it going to be my turn over here on YouTube? What's next? Because it's a slippery slope. You start removing things like that give people the opportunity to make money, to be their own boss, to be creative, to have an opinion, to share opinions, to have free speech and all this stuff. What's the trickle down? When's it going to be our turn here on YouTube? Now, I don't want to sound like a wacky conspiracy theorist, but hey, when this stuff starts affecting my living and I have the opportunity to be living on the street again, which I don't want to be, then I'm going to be mad. And hey, folks, if there's ever been a better time to fight back, it's around stuff like this, right? It's a lot of people going to be fucked, man. And I've seen a lot of jokes, right? And jokes are great. I love humor, yeah, and dark humor and all that kind of stuff. If you've seen Gladys Worthington, you know I like a bit of dark humor. I'm not such a crybaby over things. But man, the amount of hate that I'm seeing on Facebook, which is the worst place at the moment, because what is the truth there? Of people putting videos and mocking people from TikTok, going, there's videos of people on TikTok crying over this. And you can mock and laugh and all that stuff, but guess what? That's a lot of money they just lost. Would you be upset? So here we are in this world where we're just like fucking ripping into these people going, oh, they're just TikTokers. What if it was you? What if it was you that invested everything into YouTube and you were paying at least some of your bills, you had a kid on the way, something like that, and then all of a sudden this happens, you're fucked. They're going to repo your car, you can't pay your rent, you've got a child on the way. So, I don't know, man. A joke's a joke, but, you know, and we can all make memes about it, but it's pretty serious. And whether you like it or not, it's going to affect you, even if you're not on TikTok. And I'll get into that further as we go on. So what is the reason that this is happening? Why? It's a lot more nefarious than what you think it is. Now, let's say hello to a few other people. Kristen, g'day to you, and FPC. Hello, hello. You know, free speech is not gone, man. I'm still sitting here. I can call every politician in America a fucking and I only censor myself, so I don't have to deal with it. Because the C word, Americans, you still forget about. Mr. Smith, what's going on? Guzzo of Oz. Hugh Caldwell, Bonfire. Do I have an AFL team? Sydney Swans. I sure do. There you go. The Melbourne, South Melbourne. So, because I'm old. Have I got everyone who's here said hello? If I've missed you, I'm a goof. But it is what it is. All right. So, look, what is now the reason that this has been spat out that this is actually happening is it's a doozy. It's a real doozy, and this is for like I don't know, like spying for security. Yeah, of course it is. Because the facts are in, my friends. Facebook and Meta collect more data just as one company than TikTok's ByteDance could ever collect with their multitudes. And just remember the conglomerate that Meta is. WhatsApp, Threads, Instagram, Facebook. I mean... These are things people communicate with every day and just say, hi, how you going? And that information is being sucked into their databases. So you want to talk about data collection and security and all that kind of stuff. Facebook, Meta, they are the masters of it. And if you've been following what's going on now, I'm not here to shit and to left and right bullshit, because the thing is, when a new government comes into power anywhere, these social media networks lick the boot of whoever's coming in. Why? Because they don't want to get investigated. Why? Because their practices suck. That's why. And they will bend the knee to whoever's in power. And Zuckerberg's doing it right now, and he did it before when the opposite side was in too, by over truthifying everything and fact-checking everything to the point that you couldn't even put anything in a comment or you just get banned, right? Finding a happy medium seems quite impossible at the moment because we're like this. But there is a happy medium out there. We should be able to like say stuff and have jokes and all this kind of stuff. But the social media networks, Facebook, let's just focus on them first. Now, they are bending the knee big time, and I'll tell you why that is. Well, you know, they did get investigated, didn't they? They did get investigated. They got the old latex glove straight up Zuckerberg's ass for the last few years, and, you know, they don't want that. So they're going to bend the knee, lick the boot. They're going to do whatever they can just so they can get away with whatever they want. Because, look, it doesn't matter who it is, which multinational corporation or whoever it is, they want to get away with what they're getting away with. And they've got the money to throw at it to make it happen. And we don't. Right. Let's cut through the hate. I don't want to dwell on the hate and all the division and stuff. The fact of the matter is the people in control have a lot of money and they don't give a fuck about us. And clearly they don't. So this whole thing is about money. This is not about security. This is about control and money. Right? It's about, just get it one more time, control and money. This ban is not about security. Absolutely not. 0.1 ounce of security. They could... And I'm going to explain why. In fact, I'm not going to explain why. I'm going to let a TikToker explain why to you because, you know, I try to do a little bit of research before I do a rant and kind of hopefully know what I'm talking about. But this video is one of the best explanations I can hear from somebody who's invested their life into TikTok. And let's have a look, and we will discuss. So if you're wondering, just before I play this, yes, TikTok is back online. Yes, it's back online. Now, don't get too excited and say Trump did this, right? There was never actually a ban. There was never actually a mandate to go offline. That's not real. So just make sure you follow the breadcrumbs, folks. Fucking be informed. TikTok took down the app of their own accord. Just read what they wrote when they took it down. And they put it up off their own accord because Donald Trump hasn't made a decision yet. And he's not actually in power yet. So just make sure you're okay, all right? I don't want any brain-broken shit here of people jumping to conclusions, go, oh, he fixed it. They're doing this. This is TikTok going, you know what? We're going to put this out there. And this is what you do when we just discussed Facebook licking the boot. And this is TikTok licking the boot of the incoming government to try and say, hey, let us get away with what we want to do. Right? Now, this is nothing against China, nothing against America. This is just corporations in general. Licking the boot, tricking you to make you believe something has actually happened. So the app has been removed from the app stores, along with a whole bunch of other apps. But if you still have it installed, you can now get back on TikTok. The same with, we'll cover that. Let's play this video because I want you guys to hear from somebody who changed their life through TikTok because it's important. Now, YouTube has changed my life. I can't deny that. You guys have changed my life. This platform has given me the ability to do things that I never thought I would be able to do, and I'm forever thankful for it and will keep continuing to bust my ass to provide entertainment for you. So I'm incredibly grateful for what I have, and I can only imagine what some of these people who are on I hate calling them TikTokers. They're fucking people, man. Fucking people. And even if they've just made a living dancing. You know what? You got to be a good dancer to fucking get people to watch you. You know, if I got up and danced, it wouldn't be too good. Well, imagine if me and Leela got up and danced together. Fucking hell, it'd be a nightmare. Anyway, are you watching Leela? Hi, Leela. And anyone else who's lurking? Michael Thompson, hello. All right, let me play this video. It goes for about 4 minutes, so bear with me. You're right. I want you to listen and have a look and listen to the facts because she's pretty spot on, right? She's absolutely nailed it. And you can go and look this stuff up. When I watched this video, I went and looked this stuff up. This is public information and you can see this all for yourself. So I can't remember the name of her channel. It's not showing up. She's a musician. Let's play this.
I can't think of a potentially more powerful propaganda tool.
Propaganda tool? Did he just say propaganda tool? I'm sorry, sir. I thought the national security threat was in terms of data collection. Here are some fun facts. Instagram, Facebook, Google, DoorDash, and Airbnb all collect more data than TikTok. TikTok has contributed more than $24 billion to U.S. gross domestic product and more than 224,000 jobs to the U.S. economy. Mind you, as of January 15th, the United States is over $36.2 trillion in debt. There are over 1.3 million creators that operate their businesses on TikTok. In less than 24 hours, 3.4 million American citizens volunteered their data to an actual Chinese communist app in protest of their own government. TikTok is not a publicly shared company. Meta is a publicly shared company. Members of Congress who voted on the TikTok ban are invested in Meta stock. Meet your politicians. Senator Markway Mullen purchased between $15,000 and $50,000 of Meta shares on January 2nd, 2024 and January 26, 2024. Mike McCall, who introduced the TikTok ban legislation, was a little bit sneakier about it by using his family's trust to purchase his Meta stock. Representative Byron Donald voted yay and purchased Meta stock on December 6th. Representative Greg Stanton voted yay and purchased Meta stock on November 9th, 2023. Representative Diana Harshbarger voted yay and purchased Meta stock on March 3rd, 2023. Representative Ro Khanna voted nay but purchased Meta stock on on November 7th. Representative Dan Crenshaw voted yay and purchased Meta stock on December 2nd, 2022. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene voted yay and purchased Meta stock on December 30th. The list goes on and on. You guys can look it up. Members of Congress are actually required by law to disclose their financial transactions, including stock trades, under the Stock Act. Ironically, the purpose of that law is to make sure that Congress members do not make any major decisions if there's a personal financial benefit. The irony of fear-mongering a nation about the threat of Chinese communism by stripping them of their jobs, freedom of information, freedom of speech, freedom of open communication, freedom of discourse, and right to discern propaganda is wild. All while one publicly shared corporation that is notorious for controlling propaganda to literally puppeteer elections by unethically collecting our data lobbies Congress to vote on a ban to continue to monopolize where we receive all of our information. And the Congress members who voted for this monopoly were legally allowed to have shares in the stock! But it's totally normal the CIA lizard dumped $7 million into pushing this ban through because he went on Joe Rogan and talked about jujitsu. As for me, I was a broke singer-songwriter trying to make it in the music industry, and now I am one of those 1.3 million creators that can put food on the table because of TikTok. It provided me with the first equal opportunity platform to show my songs to the whole world. I didn't need to be Instagram famous. I didn't need to be some celebrity's kid. I didn't need to have a lot of money. I just needed to post a video of myself singing to my 140 followers. Thanks to TikTok, I have grown my audience to 14.7 million followers. I've accumulated over 270 million likes and billions of views on my music. I could sell tickets to my shows. I bought my first house from the money I made with my TikTok brand partnerships. My songs made it to top 10 radio because I promoted them on TikTok. I built a community of people healing from eating disorders, and with that community, I was able to stand up to a multi-million-dollar corporation called Victoria's Secret. I got to sing songs with first responders, doctors, small business owners, artists, kids, grandparents, Olympians, magicians, veterans, triple amputees. My TikTok account was not only mine. It was a place for other people's perspectives, for the kid I babysit to confront mean girls in her school. It was supposed to be something that I could show my daughter one day and be like, look, mommy made this. And you can do anything too. You can follow your dreams and you can change the world. This just feels so icky. And now I'm saying goodbye to the future that I built for my family, fair and square, with a baby on the way, so a bunch of corrupt, dirty politicians can feed their babies. Our greatest politicians could be focusing on genocide, poverty, human trafficking, homelessness. It is not about privacy or national security. It is all about control. China doesn't want to spy on people pooping while they watch a Get Ready With Me. The government doesn't even hate TikTok. In fact, most of the Congress members that voted to ban TikTok are actually on TikTok, as are all their spouses and children. What the government hates is losing money out of their own pockets. The government hates losing control of the information we receive. And most importantly, the government hates when we talk to each other.
TikTok is a huge national security concern. I can't think of a potentially more powerful propaganda tool.
Propaganda.
Okay. Yeah, who would have thought politicians enriching themselves? Who would have thought? What a strange thing. What a bizarre thing. Are we only just waking up to this? It feels like it. Well, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like the majority of people are still awake, fighting over absolute rubbish. Just fighting over nonsense. You look like this, you wear this, you have sex with this person. Who gives a fuck? We should have the freedom to be able to say this kind of stuff. We should be able to have the freedom to express whoever the fuck we are, and that is just the bottom line. And this is just another trampling of who we are. This is just another thing to get people upset, riled up, and pissed off while they continue to just fucking bleed the money from everywhere. Just pile the debt, which we've got to pay off. This is just an American thing. We're the ones who have to pay the debt that they spend and waste. So anyway, I don't want to get political on this, but the trickle-down effect of this, it's much bigger than just TikTok, because now, all right, we're gonna do this. Hello, Brenda. We're gonna do this now. It is about money. It's about money, right? Control, money. That's all it's about. But I want you to be aware of some things that you may not know. I want you to be aware of some things. This is not new, what has happened to TikTok. This has happened before, and only recently in 2020. Now, I'm sure you wouldn't have heard about this because, I don't know, there was a pandemic going on at the moment, but just as big, and I want you to understand the gravity of this, because in 2020, oh, sorry, wrong article. In 2020, Grindr was sold by its Chinese owner after the US expressed security concerns. Now, are you ready for this? Grindr was a Chinese-owned app, and it was forced to sell off to a US company for some reason. I wonder what that reason would be. Why the government would step in and get Grindr, an app where a lot of closet homosexuals meet up to meet open homosexuals. Oh, that's right. Politicians are mostly, I don't know, gay and pedophiles. Who would have thought? But yes, this happened. This was a thing. This was an absolute thing. So they forced this company to sell this off. I wonder why, because, you know, who'd want their information out there? Who'd want that information slipping that, I don't know, these guys are sneaking around and meeting up with, I don't know, young men in hotel rooms? Who would want that? That would be a terrible thing to get out there, especially when, you know, you have an outward image of spreading hate to everybody. It doesn't really matter what side we're talking here. It's the thing. People with power do powerful things, and most of them are very powerful and horrible. That's just what power is these days. So this is not new. It's just this is something that is affected. This is now affecting people that are making money from it. Yeah, power bottoms. Absolutely. We know the jokes, right? And look, stereotypes exist everywhere. I don't know, if you've ever gone for a job in the corporate world, you may have had this question thrown at you, you know, where they throw a whole bunch of scenarios at you at the job interview. Katie's just gone for a job and she's got 3 children to 3 different men. Would you have bias against her? They throw these questions at you to see what you're going to say about this, what biases you have or what stereotypes you put people in, because stereotypes exist because we do kind of follow patterns. We are a kind of pattern-based kind of being with our brains and mushiness and bones and all that shit. So stereotypes are inevitable. And yes, stereotypes among politicians are, I don't know, they're rich, cold and sex offenders most of the time. Sorry, I said the quiet bit out loud. It seems to be the time and era to say those bits at the moment, you know, just like a lot of priests. Happens to be the case. And, you know, we'd want to protect those people by, I don't know, making sure all the data's in a nice, safe place. You know what I mean? Well, yes, Semtex Cal. See, I have information. I've worked in the industry. And if I spat some of the names out to you of some of the people I had as clients in that industry, people would be shocked. They would be horrified and be like, what? That person was... Yes. We live in a dark world, man. And a lot of people don't want you to know the things that they get up to. And a lot of, look, I've said on the channel before, a lot of my clients were high court judges, famous sport players, record executives. The list goes on. It was shocking. Some of the people, some of the most famous, well-known surgeons in this country, in Australia. And some of the things they said. Look, I'll even say this. Even one client I had was a percussionist who was touring with a really big overseas band, an artist that I look up to. And this particular client came in and I had to work with this client. And some of the things they did, I can't unburn from my brain. And now every time I hear that artist, I think of that cunt. without a doubt, there is a world of seediness and darkness that goes on with these people. We've got Diddy at the moment. It's real stuff. Maybe not to the extent of some brain broken people who think there are underground tunnels that are shifting children along. Like, we're getting a little bit cray when we talk that kind of stuff. But the other stuff, it's there in front of you. Like, it's like with politicians lying. What's the joke? Ooh, how can you tell if a politician's lying? They're moving their mouth. Well, this is the thing, right? We sit here and say this is a joke, but like nobody does anything about it, do we? It's just a joke. We go, yeah. But it's true. And this whole thing with TikTok and this, where this could go, this is just that. And it's getting like louder and louder and more in your face and more in your face and more in your face. Yeah? Look at Ali. She thinks this works. This stream is for commentary education. We're good, Ali. Right? I can't afford to make accusations. My lawyers aren't as good as exactly. I can't say names, and I never would say names, right? But it's there, and if you can't see that, it's real. So, getting back to this is real. This has happened before. This is like companies have been forced to sell to another country because. Well, the people are scared. And what happens when people are scared and they have their backs against the wall and they feel like they're going to be exposed for the filth that they are? Well, they use their money that they have abundance of to try and control this. And again, let's get back to what I said in the beginning. I don't want to sit in this cesspit too long. The real story here is in America is creators are being hurt. And it's a slippery slope, right? Because where does it go next? Does it, if Google decide to not lick the boot as much and go against either government, whoever's in power, right? This is not left, right. Whoever's in power. If Google turns around and says, you know what, fuck you, we're not going to do this, then we're next, right? This is how quickly these things can happen. And I don't know about you, like we sit here and I see a lot of people complaining about stuff on YouTube going, oh, we're so censored. I don't know. I seem to get away with saying a lot of shit on this show. And I think it just comes down to like try not to be too demented and provide entertainment, do it with some kind of fact, or at least bring up a document, bring up something. But they say it. They're coming for you next. This thing has happened in the past. This thing has happened in past wars. I don't want to say too much about past wars because it can get me demonetized and all that stuff as well. But they come for one thing and it continues to go on and on. So how did we get to this TikTok thing? Well, this started with Trump in power, didn't it? He was all against it. And he probably wasn't getting as many views as what he's getting now. And we all know Mr. Trump does love a good view, doesn't he? He does love people telling him that he's very, very good. And, don't we all? We all like people telling us that we're good. Just Mr. Trump likes it a lot. And as soon as you stop saying he's good, well, then you fall out of favour. And that's not a political thing. That's a thing that he's always been known for, right? He does like his asshole being tongued, doesn't he? Mr. Smith, yeah? Can I get a... Let's get some tongues in the chat. Pete says, people get confused about freedom when it comes to private companies. You have very little power or freedom, just capitalism. Yeah, exactly. Now, look, this is capitalism at the same time. Hey, capitalism, this is the thing, right? TikTok is capitalism at its finest. It's like, here you go. Here's a platform. Go for it. Do whatever you want. You can monetize it. Do you know TikTok actually pays the most money out of all these platforms too to creators? I know, right? Were you shocked by that? The most money. They do. Per view, they pay the most out of everything. Even streaming services, Spotify, all that stuff. TikTok pay the most. That's pretty decent for, I don't know, a communist country, whatever. I'm not here to discuss that. But let's talk about the slippery slope that this is going to cause. And it's already started because it's going to affect some of you already, yeah? Even if you're not on TikTok. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's just run our ad. Speaking of capitalism, I have to run the ad every show. Halfway through, we run the ad because I need to make, I don't know, $2 per live stream. If you like to super chat or do anything like this, you like what I do, you like the nonsense I say, you can also do that or send a PayPal. The ad has been run. You can avoid the ad by pressing the skip button or just becoming a YouTube Premium subscriber. How is this going to affect you? Well, yeah, I need a meme coin. I need to make $32 billion in one day. We're living in great times, folks. The incoming president, launched a meme coin and made $32 billion in one day. Okay? Can't wait for that rug pull. And nothing will happen because even the Huck Tour girl did a rug pull. You know? the Huck Tour girl. And all she did was tell everybody to spit on that thing. Huck Tour. And even she did a rug pull. Wow, we are in great times. So why am I talking about the spill on that could affect you? Well, here's the deal. ByteDance, who own TikTok, also own a whole lot of other applications that do a whole lot of other things, including CapCut. Now, if you're in America, you would have gone to open CapCut today, and it don't work no more. CapCut is dead as well. I don't know if it's been replaced yet, so you need to open that up for yourselves, but I can be very clear on this. If you had CapCut and removed it from your device and today try to install it, it ain't going to be there. If you offloaded it on your iOS device and it's sitting there on your device with a little cloud next to it, you won't be able to get that back. Now, let's be clear about this ban, right? This is not a ban. This is a temporary... Oh, it's gone, Chris. It is gone. Open it up on your desktop right now. It is gone. Now, this is the danger of what the American fuckwit government has decided to do here. It will work on a VPN, right? So Thomas has checked that out for us. Okay, so this is very, very stupid stuff. Now, look, I'm not here to discuss communism versus capitalism and China versus US, but listen, the US do some amazing things. I lived in the US for 2 years and I love the place. I love the people. I think it's a fantastic world. At the moment, they're going through some very public mental breakdowns, and hopefully that can get fixed. In China, they have a very strict and very rigid system for their people. But it seems to be working for a lot of people there. And of course, there's things that don't work as well. But where they are excelling at the moment is in fields of curing cancer and stuff like that. There's a whole lot of things, technology, and a whole lot of countries have, you know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, like Australia. You want to come and bomb us? Feel free. We have no defense system, only some snakes and spiders. And koalas that have chlamydia. And drop bears. But all countries have their strengths and weaknesses. So America's pushing this agenda that, China's so evil and all this stuff. And yes, every country has its evil aspects, right? Oh, and sharks. Let's not forget sharks. And meth. Yeah, we've got a great meth problem. But hasn't the whole world got a great meth problem at the moment? Yes, TikTok is back already, unless you've uninstalled it. But yes, CapCut is gone. CapCut is gone. And the reason for this is, well, ByteDance own a lot of different apps and stuff. Did you know that? And this is where it's going to get very, very slippery, because not only is this going to affect creators, right, and free speech of people communicating, but this is going to affect the video game industry on a level that you can't even comprehend at this point. Because... see, we have this thing which is called precedence. And when you set a precedent, well, guess what happens? It opens the door for other things to get fucking taken from you. And so ByteDance own a whole lot of things. And we're talking here Lemon, CapCut, video editor, Marvel Snap. Right? So there's a game there, Marvel Snap. So these are the apps that have been removed already through this. Lemon 8, CapCut, Marvel Snap, Gorth, Hypic Lark. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there's also another Chinese company out there called Tencent. And if you know anything about the gaming industry, well, Tencent own a massive share in the video game industry, especially on iOS and Android and what am I having on Steam, right? Do you understand? Are you seeing where I'm taking this? This has already affected CapCut, something that has nothing to do with people sharing their ideas on conspiracies or any of that stuff or making money. This is going to hit the gaming industry hard as well. This is going to start hitting many industries because once a precedent is set, then these people, these maniacs that are in control, these old aging corpses that are just, oh, we can't have enough money, and children. They just can't help themselves, man. They will do anything. They don't care about you. They will just rip things from you. Why? Because they don't want us to have good things. They don't give a fuck, man. That's just the bottom line. So here we say, so it says here, this is the message that people were getting. Yeah, I slotted that in for a joke, Semtex. I was just seeing who was awake. Who was woke enough to hear that? Because I'm sure if there was anybody watching that who's like, a flat earther or something, they're like, see, they got underground tunnels. Anyway. So it says here, sorry, TikTok isn't available to you right now. The law, this is very interesting. You need to look at this. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the US. That is not true. There was not a ban, right? The company decided to take the app down, right? Just so you know this. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok. So just be aware. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Now, he hasn't taken office yet. So I know it's really easy to get lost in all the drama, but he's not in power. He hasn't actually said anything. And even if he does give TikTok a 90-day stay, all right, it's currently only for them to still look for another buyer. And you know who's going to buy it, don't you? I'm just going to look into the future now. I don't know. Am I good at this? I don't know. Meta? You know it's going to happen. Mr. Beast won't buy it. Mr. Beast is too busy selling children's biscuits. But, so please stay tuned. In the meantime, you can still log in and download all your data. Well, that lasted like off milk, didn't it? Because, not even 24 hours later, it's back. So, Meta or Musk, it'll be one of them. Either one of the bootlickers that are currently licking as much as they can. So, yeah, look, my concern is, so here's Lemon. What is Lemon? Lemon is a social media platform described as a lifestyle community. The platform functions similar to TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest. Lemon 8 was released in the US 2023. So there's that. Is CapCut banned? CapCut video free editor previously available in the US from mobile, desktop, download, blah, 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 blah. Rest assured, we're working to restore service in the US. Please stay tuned. Again, pay attention. Wasn't banned. Wasn't banned. So it is up, but it has been removed. So that the mandate, what they put through, the actual law that they put through was to remove them from the app stores so nobody could further buy them. So that is still in place. If you're just getting into TikTok now, you're like, what's a TikTok? Is it a clock or something like that? Is something that Public Enemy wear around their neck? No, you won't be able to download it, right? What is Marvel Snap? Marvel Snap is a digital collectible card game that features characters from the Marvel Universe. Yes, this is a game, right? This is where we're heading. Hello, Auntie G. And I don't think I said hi to Semtex Cow. And Chris Beats, good day. So yes, video games, this kind of stuff. Now, there's a hell of a lot of games that Tencent make. Can I find that out? Tencent, because Tencent... games list. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, wow. League of Legends. Holy shit. Look at all the games Tencent own. Oh, fuck me. No way. Metal Slug Awakening, Arch Age, League of Legends, one of the biggest games happening right now. Monster Hunter Online. I'm just drawing a few that stand out. EA Sports Mobile. So yeah, Tencent take a lot of PC games and they convert them into mobile games. That's what they do. Yeah, COD, NBA 2K. I mean, and PUBG was one of the biggest games on fucking at a time. Tencent Games. And this is the slippery slope. This is the danger that we're heading down. So, yeah, and it's concerning. And again, like I'm not a TikToker. I tried you heard the story at the start. I'm here to focus on YouTube, and I've tried TikTok, and we do joke about TikTok and and look, I'm not going to lie, there are some fucking real idiots on some of these social media apps. You would have seen them around. They stand in the middle of the street dressed to the nines, videotaping themselves, holding up traffic and stuff. There's some real brain broken people out there making content. It's like, hey, you're standing in the middle of the road at peak hour and we're trying to drive. Like, what's wrong with you? But there's some people that are so living their life through content. But at the same thing, right, they're trying to make a living, right? Listen, talking of idiots, says the guy who can't spell. Listen, Rhett, I'm not going to put up your nonsense today. I'm going to post a TikTok video about you. Anyway, hi, Rhett, by the way. So there's definitely some idiots out there who make TikTok videos and just get in the way. If you ever watch, I think what's his name, Joey, not Joey Styles. I can't think of the guy's channel, but he takes the piss out of TikTokers and stuff like that. And we do laugh at them. We laugh at this kind of stuff and think, fucking TikTok. But again, people are making money from it. People's livelihoods are at risk over this. And censorship. I am so against censorship, right? I think we should. Pete John says this all the time, and I agree with what Pete says here, right? Look, I'm for free speech, but free speech has consequences at the same time. And if you're not willing to take the consequences, then shut the fuck up on some things, right? Free speech doesn't mean hatred. It doesn't. I have very strong opinions on very, very, very lot of people and things. But I have no right to go into their face and why would I bother to sit there and create hate and on all that kind of stuff? It's pointless. We all have opposing views and we should be able to share them and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as hate comes involved, then it's dog shit, right? Hate's a horrible thing. Nobody likes to be hated. Nobody likes to be made a fool of and all that kind of stuff. And we can have discourse without being utter to each other. It's possible. It is possible. Unfortunately, the bigger problem is that we live in a world now of complete anonymity online, and you can make a bazillion accounts and troll people and be utterly horrible and get away with it. Nobody can find you, right? So there's that. That's where it's at the moment with the poison and all that kind of shit. It's just so easy to hide and say horrible stuff and lurk in the shadows. But increasingly, those shadows are disappearing and people are starting to come out of those shadows and go, wow, I can say this in broad daylight. Nobody will say a fucking thing. And that's concerning, yeah? And look, there's a whole lot of shit on TikTok that is conspiratorial and wackadoodle. There's a whole lot of that shit on YouTube. There's a whole lot of that shit everywhere you go, right? But ultimately, it's like, I've said this before, people like... what's his name? Alex Jones. Hey, those fucking frogs are turning gay. That guy, right? I don't want him deplatformed. I want to know where he is. I want to know what he's saying, right? It's like the Ku Klux Klan. I don't want them to be in the shadows because that's dangerous. I want to know where people are. I want to see what they're saying out in the open. It's better to know what they're saying and there's no chance for people to plan crazy shit, right? Anyway, I'm going off on tangents here, but I do believe in free speech, And I do believe in the power. If capitalism is the thing that we're currently working with at the moment, that's what we've got, that's the best thing, then you know what? We should be allowing people to have these platforms to make their content, say their biz, make some money, and do all that shit. I'm going to compare this to what's going on here in Australia, right? So many of you may know about this. So basically here in Australia late last year, middle last year, Australia decided to ban vaping. And not just ban vaping like you can't... We're talking importing all products from coils to juice. Fucking every single piece of paraphernalia to do with vaping is banned, completely banned. Meanwhile, cigarettes are okay. Go figure, all right? And I know there's some stupid people out there who have maybe seen an article and gone, oh, vaping's just as bad. There still haven't been any deaths recorded from it. So, but good luck with that, reading into propaganda from Philip Morris. Good luck, all right? Of course. Because what would you do if you were a tobacco company that, were getting taxed to the nines and losing customers to vaping? Well, you'd fucking discredit it, wouldn't you? All right? Tax, my friends. But here in Australia, for a packet of cigarettes, okay, a packet of cigarettes, what you would pay in the US about $12 for is $56 for a packet of fucking cigarettes. $56. That's a lot of money. And the vaping industry came in, and guess what? People are stopping smoking and they're not dying as much. So what did they do? Well, they banned vape products. Now, I stocked up and I have my vape products, right? I've stocked up, but I'm running out now. I bought my nicotine, I imported my nicotine and all this stuff. What has it done? What has it done for Australia? I'll tell you what it's done. It started a fucking tobacco turf war, a gang fucking turf war. There used to be turf wars in Australia, gang wars over meth and fucking ecstasy. Now, guess what they're fighting over? Tobacco. And soon it'll be vapes. Vapes. What? And the bigger problem is, like, what I'm more concerned about is because there's always going to be a black market. And in fact, there's going to be a bigger black market now because of what they've done. So, and there has been. Now there's a massive black market. And now Australian customs have been overrun completely trying to stop all the illegal vapes coming in from China, the ready-made disposable vapes, which I don't know if you know this. This is not a disposable vape. You buy this and, it's mechanical. It's got batteries. You reuse it over and over. My last one lasted me 4 years. This one's brand new. It'll probably last me 4 years. Now disposable vapes, you get to use it for like 2,000 puffs. And guess where it goes? Fucking landfill. Because it's fucking plastic. So bad. So much worse. so stupid, right? And now customs are overrun trying to stop these things coming in. Guess what? They're losing. They are losing, right? Because they're getting through, and so many companies are selling them under the counter. I can go to a shop pretty much anywhere around where I live, and somebody's got them under the counter. Yeah, plus there's lithium batteries in them. Disposable lithium batteries. These people are mental who are in control. They're fucking retarded. There we go. I said the word. I don't care. That is not a slur against anyone who is disabled. That is, I use that word for government. That's what it's been rewritten. It's actually in Wikipedia now because they're monsters. They're horrible people who don't give a fuck. And here's the biggest kicker, why I'm comparing this to TikTok. Do you realize how many people lost everything when they banned vapes? How many families who had mortgages, have mortgages, had leased out buildings? And, you just don't lease a building for 6 months. If you're a commercial seller of vapes, you lease a building on a contract. You just can't cancel the contract. And they were expected to just sell all this shit off by a date, get rid of it, for these people, these money-grubbing psychopaths. at a time when inflation, housing, instead of fixing those things, they just made it worse for everybody. It's just worse for everybody. Go buy your cigarettes for $50 a pack. These families no longer can pay the rent. And it's the same thing that's going on with TikTok. The only reason I'm up in arms about it is I feel terrible for all of the creators who have put their heart and soul into this. I know from experience, and you guys know too, you make money, yeah? You try to make money. You try to get people to invest in your music. You want to succeed. It's not why you make music, right? But it's the love of doing it. And some people get lucky, and people click to it, and you can make something from it. I've invested a lot of time into this channel. I would be absolutely fucking destroyed if the government came along and put censorship all over YouTube and I could no longer do this and I was no longer able to do this. I would be ruined, financially ruined. I'd lose everything. I didn't start this to make money, but the small amount that I do is going to my bills, man. If I don't have it, I'm fucked. So I can see how these creators, so I don't know, look, if you see a video of a TikTok person crying and fucking going, try to have a bit of compassion, man, to think how much this has affected them, yeah? So we've only got each other, right? Because guess what? The powers that be don't give a shit. They just want to suck you dry of your information, your money, your pain. They sound like fucking Bob from Twin Peaks. The government is Bob from Twin Peaks. They're soul suckers that come from the Black Lodge and just suck your energy and pain and misery, and they sell it to the highest bidder, yeah? Yeah, you can buy illegal tobacco. You can do that. They do it. But that's it. We've created a black market. This is the thing, right? And look what this ban on TikTok's done. Everybody's moved to an actual communist app, right? Where the people on there, I don't know if you followed this, but this Red Square or whatever it's called, the app that has everyone's moved to, the majority of Chinese people that are on this, the whole app is in Cantonese or something. It's not even in English. But all these people have gone there, and the actual people who mostly use it are upper-class Chinese people who fucking hate you. They literally make jokes about Americans. It's very funny the way it's worked out. But, of course, Americans just joined. They can't read any of the text because it's all in another language. I love it. Look, yeah. This is a slippery slope, and I really hope that, I don't know, at some point we come together. I would love the world to be like this community of what we have here, this little indie community of misfits that we are, because somehow we do band together and support each other and build each other up. And I'll tell you what, that's why I'd come back to this community every day. No matter if there's ups and downs and ebbs and flows, the one thing I know every day I come to when I log in and come to YouTube, that nearly everybody here's got something nice to build you up each day. And I swear to God, I've said it before, if the rest of the world could look into what this little pocket of the world that we have here and maybe apply some of this shit to what's going on, maybe we'd be in a better place, or maybe not. But yeah. All right, that's my rant. I hope you enjoyed it. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. Let's hope everything kind of gets okay. Hold on to hope, my friends. Hold on to hope. If you lose hope, we're fucked. All right, Pete Johns is up next, and he's going to be playing your music live, and I'm going to dump you right over there as soon as this stream ends. Stay awake, folks. See you later. Let's Oge.